Okay, looks like we are recording. Want to welcome everyone to SOAR, and this is the nursing interest session. My name is Philip Simpson. I'm with the School of Nursing, and I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves. Britt?
My name is Britt Flanagan. I'm an academic advisor in the School of Nursing. This is my office, and I'll be advising some of you as you come into UNCG this fall. Welcome.
I'm Jennifer Clark with the Health and Human Sciences Advising Center, and you will be, many of you will be served through the center as we work together with nursing to provide support for you as you work towards nursing. So welcome.
All right, so we're going to go through some slides and kind of give you some insight on what it's like to pursue nursing at UNCG. And so part of the reason we're joined with Health and Human Sciences is because many of you will be coming in pursuing nursing, but we can't see everyone. We have a fairly small staff, and some of you may know we have a brand new building on the way, but we're still going to have the same staff in that brand new building. But we've partnered with HHS simply because they have several of the majors that match up well with the nursing major with a lot of the same prerequisite courses. So it just made a lot of sense for us to work together in serving quite a few of you that will be coming in. So we're going to start with let me see if I can share this screen. I know everybody's so excited to see a PowerPoint. So here we go. And we will start off with Britt and I about what the nursing interest session and what nursing means to us. So as a disclaimer, neither Britt or myself are nurses, but we work with nurses in the building, and we have seen a number of nursing students come through our doors over the years. So this is from our perspective. We're going to break down the word nurse and spell it out. And before we begin, this wonderful picture is a newly admitted class to the nursing program, and this is the coding ceremony that we hold early in the fall, early September. And it's a wonderful event, and it's the way our faculty welcome our students into the nursing profession by calling their name in front of their family members and friends, and they coat them. So it's a special ceremony. So I'm going to turn the next piece over to Britt here.
Okay, so like Mr. Simpson said, we are spelling out the word nurse. So the first letter N is about the need to take ownership. So as you prepare to transition into college, you know, this is more of what you can do now. You don't have to wait until you step foot on campus. The future is in your hands, and you can begin to take control of that before leaving home. In high school, you have your parents and other adults to support you with staying on track, particularly with time management. I have two sons of my own who are in college. I actually have three sons, two are in college. So I have seen that transition from high school to college twice already. You know, in high school, you're required to attend class every day for 7 to 8 hours on a regular schedule from at least Monday through Friday. You're waking up around the same time every morning and preparing for your day. More than likely, you're eating 3 meals a day. In the afternoons, you may be participating in extracurricular activities like sports clubs or music programs. Well, transitioning into college does not mean you should stop doing these things. The challenge is that you have to regulate it on your own now, and setting up some parameters for yourself now in preparation will help make your transition smoother in the fall. So go ahead and start by possibly setting an alarm in the morning. Wake up around the same time each day and incorporate a morning routine and at least get your day started. Some things you can do academically to prepare and taking ownership of what you're doing now in coming to UNCG is knowing your ID number, your PIN, and advising code. So your ID number and PIN are used to get into what's called your UNC Genie account, which you should all be setting up. Meet with your advisor. So you're going to be meeting with myself or Mrs. Clark or some other advisors in the Health and Human Sciences Department. Registering for fall courses, planning for the spring. Nursing students typically love to plan. They like to know that they have all of the courses they need in order to apply to the nursing program, all planned out and set up to make sure that they don't miss one. The academic calendar, you can add important dates now. So there are going to be certain dates when you can drop and add courses, and you need to know if there's a particular reason you want to drop a course during the fall semester. You want to know exactly when that last day is that you can possibly do that. Sign up for tutoring. We're going to talk about that later, but it is important. Throughout the program, you're going to be tutoring, particularly for your science courses. And be proactive. So be proactive by doing all of these things. Okay?
All right, we're going to move on. Sorry, Britt, to cut you off. We're going to move on to you. Again, we're spelling out the word nurse. Urgency. We see this come up quite a bit. A lot of things tend to be urgent. And we don't mean it to be stressful for you when you hear, oh, it's urgent, you get this done. But part of what Britt just spoke about, signing up for your classes, being proactive, meeting with your advisor, it's urgent you do those things so you can be on the right path. And so you'll hear this term quite a bit, urgency. Some other words that have come to mind, I'll get to those in a moment. There's some quotes here. Identify the important act with a sense of urgency, take action now, develop that you will move towards your goals, develop a sense of urgency in your life. And then last but not least is our good friend, Master Yoda. Do or do not, there is no try. Had to throw that one in there. Here's some of the other words that have come to mind when we think about some of our nursing students. Determination, enthusiasm, stress. Again, stress can be a good thing for you. It sometimes, if you plan it out and think things through ahead of time, you might be stressed about a test that's coming up, but make sure you allow plenty of time to prepare for it, as opposed to, hey, I've got a final tomorrow and I haven't even opened the book yet. That's a different kind of stress. So obviously, be purposeful about what you're doing, know what's necessary. Persistence is a big one. We see that a lot. There's a lot of students who come in the fall, freshmen, and they maybe struggle a little bit. Science courses are not necessarily going to be easy for some of you, but if you're persistent and you put the time in, it gives you the best opportunity to be successful. The biggest one we see, the biggest word is passion. Nursing is one of those areas where you have to have that within you, that passion to help and want to serve people. It's not just, hey, I'm just going to be a nurse and not really think it through. There's going to be something deep inside you that's leading you towards this. And so passion is a big one.
Okay, like I talked about earlier, nursing students want to know what all the requirements are. So those of you all of you are interested in nursing, but the first 2 years of your academic career, you will be taking nursing prerequisite courses. We call them cognates. So these courses are going to include science courses from organic chemistry, anatomy and physiology, and microbiology. As nursing is also a holistic profession, you will be taking courses in order to prepare you to be the best nurse you can be. So those would include psychology, sociology, nutrition, an ethics course. Then as a new first-time freshman, you're actually going to be pre-registered for your courses by your advisor. So some of you will be starting with 2 science courses right at the beginning. You're going to be looking at taking principles of biology, which includes a lab. Then there's also a general descriptive chemistry course, which you'll take either in the fall with biology or in the spring with anatomy possibly. So we'll show you in a little bit a 4-year sample plan that you'll be that you will be guided by. It's not set in stone, but it does put all of the courses that are required within those 4 semesters before you apply to the program, which will be important that you do complete all of those in order to actually be eligible to apply.
Hey, Britt, I'm going to chime in real quick. Did we tell the students that are watching this that there's a quiz at the end of this PowerPoint presentation?
No, I think we forgot.
Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are taking good notes from home because there is a quiz. So again, we're spelling out the word nurse from our perspective. So I hope you've been paying attention. That quiz is going to come up. Remember.
So,
Oh,
like I said, in addition to some of the science courses, you're going to be pre-registered for a course like psychology, sociology, or anthropology. We have some courses for freshmen in particular. So you'll be able to have the opportunity to take a possible freshman seminar. Some of you will be part of what's called the first year experience program, where you will take a course that will help you transition into college, learning about resources on campus and in the community. Then there's also another freshman course through the Health and Human Sciences Department, which Mrs. Clark is going to talk to you more about. It's a great opportunity to develop a plan B to nursing, because as many of you probably know, nursing is a competitive major, and we do talk to all of our students about a backup plan. And again, Mrs. Clark will talk to you more about that later too.
And I'm going to apologize. I'm the one driving the PowerPoint. So when I get excited about the slides. So if you guys saw me skip ahead one slide, you already know what the letter S stands for. And that is success. And we love this picture. We've been using this guy for quite a few years now, and everybody seems to like this determined look on his face. But not only success, but success in the sciences. It's extremely important that if you want to pursue nursing and get into nursing school, you have to be good in the sciences. It has to match up. So you really want to come in and, build your schedule and treat these courses very seriously, because you're going to take over the course of your next 4 semesters, you're taking roughly, 7 sciences and 4 labs, maybe 5 labs. It's going to be very, very difficult work, and you want to balance your schedules and take these courses very seriously. Here's several other S words that just popped to mind. Support. You need support to do well in these courses. It's hard to do this on your own. And we have a program here you'll hear more about, I'm sure, as you go through the SOAR program, supplemental instruction. There are courses each semester that have what's called supplemental instruction offered. And this is the opportunity to, I kind of refer to this as a group study hall almost, but there's a student who will be in your course, for instance, Biology 111, a student who was successful in a prior semester. They've hired the student to come back. The student audits the course, sits in the course with you, and then throughout that week, we'll hold 2 to 3 sessions about 45 minutes long. And you don't have to go to all 3 sessions, but you can usually pick one that maybe fits your schedule to go to, and they'll cover some of the topics that were covered in class. Because keep in mind, a lot of the main science courses, there's a lot of students who are enrolled in those courses, and it's really difficult to have individual questions answered one after the other. So supplemental instruction is a great way to review the material that was covered. Also forming study groups. You'll find out who's serious about doing well in the course by maybe some of the folks you've met at supplemental instruction. Supplemental instruction will start out where there's a lot of students showing up initially, maybe the first few weeks. But as you get about midway through the semester, some of the students have decided they're not going to go anymore. And all of a sudden you'll look around and you'll start recognize some of the students that, hey, wait a minute, are you trying to pursue nursing as well? Yes, I am. And that's how study groups naturally kind of form. So the other one that we highly recommend, and Britt already mentioned this, was the specialized tutoring. signing up for tutoring. And you'll be able to do that once you have your schedule in place for some of these courses. So you'll learn more about that later. And then I wanted to throw one more word in there, strategies. You've got to come up with whatever works for you. You know, studying in your dorm room may not be the best place to do your studying. Dorms can be rather loud at times, and some people like to go out and find, you know, all kinds of nooks and crannies around the campus, in the basement of the library or up on the top floor. You'll figure that out. And in order to get into the nursing program, you have to get A+ in all these courses. Okay, I'm kidding. Number one, you cannot earn an A+ anymore. We don't have pluses with A's anymore. There's a B+, there's a C+. They took the A+ away for some reason, but I leave this slide here, or this image here, because I want everyone to try to strive for excellence in these courses. And if you fall a little bit short and end up with a B+ instead, or an A or an A-, hey, I think you're doing pretty darn good work. So anyway, aim for these types of grades, and if you fall a little bit short, that's okay. And then I already said excellence a second ago, but the last letter in the word nurse for us is excellence. We want you to aim high. And this quote really kind of summarizes this. And this is something, again, you know, Britt and I, and as well as Mrs. Clark, we've worked with aspiring nursing students for many, many years. And for a lot of them, this doesn't just come naturally to them. They develop this, you know, this sense of this attitude, and this summarizes it rather nicely. Excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. So remember that, and I will turn this over to Britt. Did you guys pay attention? Because, drum roll, it's quiz time.
All right, Philip and Jennifer, you're my audience. So what does N stand for?
Oh, is that Jennifer's hand?
Nurse.
No.
What does N stand for? Needs to take ownership.
I totally failed the quiz. Dang
That's
it.
all right.
And
That's all right.
you.
What's you? You guys should remember you. Urgency. Okay.
What does R stand for?
Yeah. Everybody knows. I hear them all at home. They're all shouting out the answers. S.
And S.
Success in the sciences. And then the last one, of course, is strive for excellence. Okay. All right. Britt, is that
Pass your first quiz at UNCG.
Yeah, you got an A+. We'll give you an A+, even though they don't
I have
exist.
to go to supplemental instruction.
A+. All right. So did we turn it over to Jennifer at this time?
Yes.
All right. Without further ado,
Okay.
Jennifer.
Cool. Like Britt and Philip were saying, nursing is very competitive at UNCG, as are many majors that are health related. So it's always important to have a backup plan. Typically in a 4-year degree time frame, students will be applying for nursing in the spring semester of their sophomore year, but we want you to begin thinking about a backup plan now. It's never too late to begin to reflect and play out all sorts of scenarios as you prepare for your college career. So some backup plans just to be mindful of are to research. Lots of nursing degree programs that are out there, not just at UNCG, but at other institutions as well. It's also important to think about alternative majors at UNCG. And that is basically just an opportunity for you to get to know what your offerings and options are, whether you're exploring at UNCG or exploring at other institutions. It's always important to know what your options are as you then continue to reflect and reflect some more. And in terms of reflection, it's really important that you think about why you want to do nursing, or if it's the case that, you know, do you just want to be in a helping profession, or do you want to work with children, or is it the elderly that really speak to you in how you want to serve in the world. Do you want to work in a hospital? So as you're taking lots of course prerequisites going forward, it's important that you continue to think about why you want to be a nursing major, or what type of service you want to work towards going forward, what kinds of populations you want to serve, what kinds of environments would you like to serve in as you prepare yourself ahead. So we're going to just kind of real briefly talk about those backup options to consider. So again, exploring nursing degree programs, here's where it's important that you just know that the common science course prerequisites, the biologies, the chemistries are pretty consistently required for most, if not all, nursing programs across the nation. And so again, it's important just to kind of do your research, because there are some nursing programs that might require a different math than what we require here at UNCG. Some might not require nutrition or a particular philosophy course. So we want you to, again, do the research and explore multiple nursing programs, and encourage, if you would like, to apply to multiple nursing programs and then see what opportunities arise, so that you can then go from there and decide where you want to invest more of your time to prepare yourself for that nursing career. Of course, every nursing degree program may have a different application deadline beyond what we have at UNCG. So again, it's important that you make yourself informed as you explore the options that are around you and in your local area. And again, and as we've said before, nursing is competitive everywhere you go. So whether you're looking at 2-year institutions or 4-year institutions, it's important that you start well and finish well. Because at some point you're going to have to apply for a nursing program to get into and pursue that nursing degree. And nursing is quite popular. There's a huge need for it in a lot of different areas to serve the entire population, if you will. So just continue to do your research and explore the options and ways that you want to invest in yourself going forward as you continue to experience your higher education career. So one of the other backup plans or options was to really begin to explore alternative majors. You can pursue the nursing course prerequisites with the major declared in anything. And it's not until you're formally offered a seat here at UNCG in the nursing program that your major is then reflected as nursing. So here's where I just wanted to draw your attention to a lot of the majors that we have in our School of Health and Human Sciences that are health related, that often utilize a lot of the course prerequisites that you've taken already in your first 2 years as you're working towards that nursing interest. Majors like Human Development and Family Studies, which is a department that has concentrations like Child, Youth, and Family Development. Majors like Social Work and Therapeutic Recreation is another major in our Community Recreation department. So with majors like this, if you wanted to, you could work in pregnancy care centers and foster care programs, crisis intervention centers. You can serve children through residential treatment facilities. You can become a licensed recreation therapist and even pursue professional programs like occupational therapy, whereas those course prerequisites are naturally built into the therapeutic recreation major. And that's just a few majors that we have in HHS, Health and Human Sciences. On the next slide, you'll see additional majors in nutrition or kinesiology, where you could entertain careers of becoming a fitness consultant or a nutrition consultant, a registered dietitian, an athletic trainer. You could assist cardiac rehab patients in using physical fitness as a form of their rehab. You can prepare to become a physical therapist, which is a really popular interest for those who have interest in majoring in the kinesiology department. So there's, again, lots of different options, and just going back to challenging you to think about what is it about the nursing profession that really excites you. Is it working with children? Is it working with the elderly? Is it being in a helping profession that we really want you to explore and reflect on. Another slide coming up speaks to our majors in the public health education department and our major in speech pathology and audiology. Many outcomes with these majors include becoming a community health education specialist. You can work in healthcare administration. You can implement programs to prevent the spread of diseases and or improve overall health and wellness. And how relevant is that in today's world with what we're all experiencing in this pandemic? If you want to work with those who have speech or hearing impairments as an audiologist or pathologist, you could do that through the speech pathology and audiology major. So again, these are just a few small snippets of majors that you have access to while at UNCG that we just encourage that you explore or keep an open mind as you continue to reflect on why you're here, what classes really speak to you, and what populations you envision yourself serving and meeting the needs for and advocating for as you continue in your journey of exploration. And then another important reason that I would encourage you to just kind of keep your options open is because, again, in the first 2 years of your journey at UNCG, from freshman through to sophomore year, you're taking a lot of these course prerequisites that are that we'll talk about momentarily. But a lot of those course prerequisites were included in the courses that you see there: Intro to Nutrition, Principles of Biology, Intro to Communication Studies, Psychology, Statistics, Philosophy, and other things that you see there are often common courses that many of our majors across UNCG that have health-related areas of interest are pursuing. And they're also offered every fall and spring. So it's great just to continue to reflect and explore as you pursue those nursing course prerequisites, to know that they also complement many other majors as well. Now you'll see at the very bottom of that slide, and I apologize, Philip, if you'll go back real quickly.
Yes, sorry.
You might be using nursing as a stepping stone towards another goal, whether it be for physical therapy or a medical school or a dental school or pharmacy, etc. But it's important in that case to note that there's a more advanced version of General Chemistry 1, and that's Chemistry 111, which is the lecture and its lab of 112. And that combination, that lecture and lab combination, will serve as a substitute for the General Chemistry 1, which is Chemistry 103 and 110 that nursing requires. So be mindful if you're looking at one of those pre-professional programs, whether it be physical therapy, pharmacy, dental school, vet school, medical school is a long-term goal, we would want you to pick up the General Chemistry 1, which is Chemistry 111 with its lab of 112, instead of the Chemistry 103 and 110 lab. So I think that next slide is something that really just kind of hits home what we would all encourage that you to continue to do, and that is just reflect. Reflect on who you are. Reflect on your time as a new student coming to a new institution. Why are you coming to UNCG? What do you want your takeaway to be? Knowing that you're going to have courses that are going to be both challenging and fulfilling, and that you're going to be exploring other courses that will meet general education requirements, etc. Throughout life, throughout your journey thus far, you've been reflecting and exploring more about who you are and what purpose you have, and what your calling is. And so we have a class specifically designed to continue to challenge you to do that. That's offered in the Health and Human Sciences subject. It's HHS 125. It's called Life Design 1, and it meets once a week for 1 hour. It counts as an elective, so it's not required. It doesn't require any textbook, but again, it does challenge you to think about yourself and the work that you want to identify as your life calling, or your life purpose, or even helps you identify what your personal and professional goals are, and whether or not the decisions that you're making throughout your journey in higher ed are aligning with those goals. So we would encourage that you think about and intentionally make decisions that best complement you and what your goals are at that time, what your areas of interest are, while you continue to keep that open mind as you prepare for the next semester or the next year ahead. There is a video clip down there that I would just encourage that you watch on your own time, and it's no more than 4 minutes. Actually, it's just shy of that. And it really hits home the message that Britt and Philip and I all want to share with you, and that's just to really think about knowing that the impact that you can have can be more prominent if you really understand what impact you want to have. So really reflecting on what you want your purpose to be, what you want your impact to be throughout the world today and throughout the future tomorrow.
Yes, and just to expand on that, please watch that video. It's funny, it's emotional. It is just, every time I've watched it, like, I don't know, I would say close to 100 times, I think. And it has an impact on me every time I watch it.
Okay. All right. So we're going to, let me pull out the screen here. And is everybody's hair in the right place? Because I think they're going to see us again. There we go. And yes, that video is amazing. And I agree with Britt. I've seen it so many times and it still has the same kind of effect. I just can't help but smile while I'm watching it. So definitely go back into the presentation and click on that link. I'm going to pull up a couple of more handouts that'll be within the Canvas page. And we're going to go over those rather quickly if I can find them. So bear with me 1 second. And let's see, I might have to go dig them out. So let me do that. Britt and Jennifer, if you guys can.
Well, I can start talking about it. So
There we go.
There's one that is specific for parents and families.
There we go.
And in the beginning, talking about student progress. So when you're thinking about kind of taking ownership of your academic career, like we talked about in with the letter N for nurse, you want to think about what it is that attracts you to nursing. So one thing that a lot of students will tell me is that they want to be a nurse because they want to help. And if you have an expectation from others to come to you for help, you need to know how to get support and help yourself. So a lot of students are independent and come to school and want to be independent from their parents. It's a great opportunity to do that, but you do need to have some communication with your parent or whoever supports you in your academic career over the summer about how you're going to communicate with each other. In particular with your progress, we do not have any, your parents will not be able to view your grades unless you share them with them. That is a law that you'll learn about in another video that you'll probably be watching through SOAR. But you know, it's important that you do have them for support. You will need them at some point, okay? In addition to your parents for support, Philip, can you scroll down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of resources on campus, from career and professional development. If you just really do not have any idea what you want to do, let's say you watch this SOAR session and you decide, God, I didn't realize I had to take so much science to be a nurse. I'm not sure that that's really what I want to do. Well, you can go ahead and start using resources like the Career and Professional Development Center. A little bit lower down the form, you'll see the Students First Office, where we have advisors who work with students who are undecided and exploring all majors at UNCG. those are great opportunities, and they're all free. They're open to you. You just have to schedule an appointment. For any major that you are in, you may need assistance from the Academic Achievement Center. So we talked about tutoring, and for the nursing major, you will want to start off with tutoring. You don't want to wait until you get a D on your first test to sign up for tutoring either, because it will be full. So for your Principles of Biology course, go ahead and you can do this all online. If you have any questions about this later, once you're registered for your courses, you can get in touch with your advisor. But you can register, you can sign up for tutoring for 2 classes for free. And so, like I said, once you're registered for your classes and you know what your schedule is, that's when you'll want to go in and sign up for tutoring, so you can say when you're free to actually meet with a tutor. We also have a writing and speaking skills center. So when you're taking English 101 and writing papers, write your paper ahead of time so you can submit it to the writing center and they can give you feedback. When you take a public speaking course and you have to give a speech, go ahead and meet with the speaking center. They'll give you a lot of tips on giving eye-to-eye contact, engaging your audience, all different kinds of things that you can practice with them before actually standing up in front of the class and giving your speech.
Britt, I'm sorry to interrupt. You did mention the tutoring was 2 classes, and that's 2 per semester, correct?
Yes, 2 per semester.
Okay.
Point.
Okay. All right. I'm going to scroll to the next page, and many of you may already know this. We do have a GPA policy for the students pursuing nursing. You have to have at least a 3.0 or higher cumulative UNCG GPA. So all of you coming in as freshmen this fall do not currently have a UNCG GPA unless you did early college at UNCG. So really it's pretty much a clean slate for you. And you heard us talk a little bit earlier about the competitive nature of nursing programs. You know, this is our bare minimum for you to want to pursue nursing. And you know, we give you all the support we can give you. Britt just went over a lot of the resources that are available. We want you to be successful here. So yes, 3.0 is the minimum, and just remind yourself that is the bare minimum. It's likely going to be higher in order to be considered competitive for the program by the time you apply halfway through your sophomore year. We tend to tell students to, you know, aim for 3.6 overall GPA. If you can, 3.6 and higher is usually a good place to be. So getting off to a good start this coming fall is very important. So make use of those resources, sign up for tutoring, form those study groups. Anyway, we're here to help you and guide you on that. There's part of the application process, there is a pre-admission test. It's called the ATI-TEAS exam. We do recommend students aim for, say, 78% or higher. And 78%, just so you know, that's considered an advanced score. So we like to think that nursing students are considered advanced students because of the competitive nature of the program. You have to do well in your classes. So we more or less expect students to score well on this exam as well. It is not due until February 1st of 2022 for you guys. So if I'm doing my math right, so that's a ways off. So do not rush out and take the ATI-TEAS right now. We usually tell our students to take it your sophomore year, and we'll be in touch with you with more information on that. CNA, if you have it, great. If you're a Nurse Aid 1 or getting ready to get it, go ahead and take the exam and get it. Or if you have it, maintain it. And you maintain it by working a paid 8-hour shift. It is not required for you to have that in order to get into our nursing program. So again, you don't have to rush out and do this, but if you have the opportunity to do it over the summer or maybe even next summer, we encourage you to do so. It's not a bad idea to kind of get a taste of the nursing profession and really at the foundation level and being a nurse aide one. Priority admission, this is the big one. I want everybody to really tune into this because, again, we talked about GPA a little bit. We talked about competitiveness. Some students get a little deer in the headlights look when we talk about grades and worried about, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this? Well, yes, you can do it. And you saw on one of the slides, we have about 100 seats that's offered each year. Well, how do I get one of those seats? This is it right here. You know, cut this piece of paper out and post it on your desk somewhere. Put it on a bulletin board, tape it inside your notebook. This is just a great opportunity. If you start here as a freshman at UNCG, we give you the keys to the city, basically. You've got full control over stamping your ticket to getting into the nursing program and just meet these guidelines. And it's attainable. We have between 35 and 45 students every year who stamp their own ticket and get into the nursing program. So you can see all the details there. I'm not going to go over each area. A lot of students will look at that and say, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Have at it, you know. So in planning your schedule, you want to be very good about, you know, using that sample plan that's going to be on your Canvas site page for SOAR, the sample 4-year plan. Some students go right by the book on that, and that's exactly what they take each semester. It's meant to be a sample plan. You don't have to follow it to a T, but what we do recommend is that you space your science courses out and don't get too cute and try to schedule, for instance, 3 sciences all together in one semester. It would not be advisable to take physiology, chemistry 104, and nutrition all in the same semester. So make use of the 4 semesters, spread them out. Make use of a good balanced schedule Monday through Friday. And again, use the resources that are available here for you. So, yep. So and the bottom page there, you can read about that, you know, Board of Nursing, pass rate information. You know, a lot of people want to know those numbers. I don't keep up with them. I think we've been 95 to 97% pass rate. I can't remember. I don't worry about that. I just worry about working with our students as they come in and getting them into the program. So that's half the battle. Okay, so I'm going to jump in. Let me see if I can get out of this page here, and I'm going to share one more real quick so you can at least see what this form looks like. And here it is. Okay, so this is the sample 4-year plan of study that we've put together. And we'll have this again, it's on our, should be on our website somewhere, but we'll have it on the Canvas page for you. And I'll just scroll down through it real quick and to let you know there's 2 pages. And really the main difference between these 2 plans of study are that one of them has where you start out with just Bio 111 this fall. And the other one has where you start out with Bio 111 and Chemistry 103. Well, some people might look at that and say, well, that's not fair. I'm going to take the other route. It really doesn't matter because what you'll find is you're going to be doubling up on sciences and labs no matter which plan you choose, okay? So some of you will be taking 2 sciences this fall. Some will be taking 2 sciences in the spring instead. Well, you'll probably all be taking 2 sciences in the spring, but the important thing is to know you're going to be taking sciences and labs together for the next 4 semesters. So we do it this way to show you there's different routes to getting into the program. So I'll stop there, let Britt and Jennifer chime in if they want to on this page. Any comments?
Maybe just to know that maybe about half of you guys are going to be doing biology and chemistry in the first semester, and the other half may elect to not, and maybe just to do biology. But to reiterate what Philip shared there, whether you have 2 sciences in your first semester or 1 science in your first semester, that is not going to be the difference maker of whether or not you're pushing your graduation timeline back beyond 4 years. So we really want to make sure that you are coming into UNCG and able to put your best foot forward. And, you know, if you want to tackle 2 sciences in a new environment, in your first semester, that's a choice that you can certainly make. But if you'd rather just tackle one science among many other courses, we encourage that you embrace that as well.
Okay.
And the other thing I have to add is just making sure that that one science is the Principles of Biology course. Because you cannot go into the upper level biology courses without Bio 111. It is required in order to take anatomy, physiology, and microbiology. And so that's why we have all of your biology courses separated in one each semester. There's a lot of information in each one of those. They all have a lab. So it works really well to do just one each semester.
Okay, good.
And Philip, you mentioned that there's just one chemistry lab.
I probably didn't, but there is. There's just the one lab that you would take, Chemistry 110, unless you go the route that Jennifer mentioned earlier for like pre-med and you're taking the higher level chemistry. You still would only take potentially one chemistry, but we'll cross that bridge later. Just know, as it's laid out right now, students, you only will take one chemistry lab. Okay. So, wow, we did it, I guess. Hopefully everybody that's watching hasn't fallen asleep yet. We're going to wrap this up. Yeah. What kind of closing comments do you guys each want to make?
For those of you who are assigned to me, I'll be reaching out to you within the next couple of days after your SOAR session to see if you have any individual questions. You'll also get an invitation to the Canvas School of Nursing advising page, which it'll be important for you to accept that invitation. In order to do that, you need to make sure that you are checking your UNCG email. Okay, so make sure you're going into your iSpartan email account and checking that email regularly. That is mainly how we will be communicating with you. We're not able to share more personal information on other emails. UNCG is a more secure site for us to share information with you. I really look forward to working with you all. Philip and myself are open to working with anyone. If you're doing advising through Jennifer and you want to come over to the School of Nursing and pop in and talk to either one of us, we are available. The Sullivan Science Building, where you'll all be taking science courses, is right across from the School of Nursing. So we always encourage you to get in touch with us. You can try and walk in. It's better if you email us ahead and set up an appointment. But we are definitely here to talk to any students about any questions that you have. And I just really look forward to working with you all in the fall. Have a great summer.
Jennifer, we have about maybe 15 more seconds, 20 seconds. You want to?
Yeah, I really just wanted to reiterate a lot of what Britt shared. Not too long after SOAR session or even towards the end of June, if you haven't heard from us, your primary advisor, whether that be the HHS Advising Center or Britt, I think it's just important to know that we're here for you. We're going to position you in a schedule that we know you can be successful in. We want you to utilize the resources that you already pay for in your tuition, the tutoring, the writing center, the speaking center, all those things that Britt mentioned. If you choose to make changes to your schedule, please know that that Principles of Biology lecture and lab is the most time-sensitive course needed for your first semester on that nursing plan. So it's important that you, should you want to, for example, change the time of your lab, that you not drop your lecture when making those changes, and that you refer to the resources that are in the advising and registration area within the SOAR modules, and really read those closely so that you can be better informed and empowered to be able to make those changes on your own within your GD account. But again, to know that we're here. If you have questions and you're assigned to the Advising Center, please reach out to us at any point at ask@sbcc.edu. askhhs@uncg.edu. That's askhhs@uncg.edu. And we're here if you still want to do nursing and just want to explore what are the requirements for social work or human development family studies or speech pathology. So just like Philip and Britt are here for you to explore nursing, just know that we're also here to explore many of the options that you have while you're at UNCG. So welcome, have a good summer, get out, get some vitamin D. Hopefully we'll all do that together. Maybe we'll have haircuts by the time we see you again, who knows?
And I was just kidding about only 15 to 20 seconds. That was more like 2 minutes you had. So
Sorry,
yeah,
I'll take 3.
I want to thank all of you for watching this, and hopefully the information we provided will be helpful. Again, we encourage you to go back and look at some of the forums that we've posted. Make sure you go back and watch the Knowing Your Why video. We'll quiz you on that when you get here. But yeah, we're looking forward to working with you. We can't wait to see you in the fall. And please let us know if you have any questions, and have a great rest of your summer. All right. That's it, guys.
Bye.
Bye.